Everyone, welcome back to another episode of Behind the Grind. I'm here with Jacob Malkoun, who just had an incredible win over Abdul Razak Alhassan. First of all, man, congratulations. How did it feel to get such a big win over a pretty big name?
It felt good, man. Just to prove to myself that I belong in there. I belong on that big stage.
Right. So Alhassan's a guy whose power has been, in his hands. Everyone knows that, he throws dynamite. Did he land any shots in the fight that made you like, oh, okay, or did nothing really surprise you on that end?
I was pretty lucky. I didn't Not lucky, but the game plan was like to shoot in the beginning. So didn't really get hit. I think I got hit a few times, but it was like after a lot of the grappling exchanges. Does that make sense? So
Yeah.
it was not didn't get hit clean enough to be like, oh shit, there's a big power. So I didn't really feel anything.
Yeah.
But if I got hit,
Yeah. Um, so it must feel good. I mean, to get a lot of fight time under your belt. I mean, obviously, it's good to get a finish, but I mean, you had a full 15 minutes in there. When your last fight, you only had, I mean, under a minute or something like that. But it must feel good to get all that time in there, no?
yeah, 100%. A lot of
Yeah.
the whole week I was saying you learn a lot from your losses, but with the win, I learned a lot in that win as well. So
Of course.
you get a lot of ring time, like you said. So
You talk about your last fight. It was a tough fight. I mean, it was your UFC debut. You're 5-0 at the time. Is there anything that you said you've learned? What would you say is the difference between this camp and last camp, or mistakes made, or mistakes that you have cleared up, or just what's the main difference between that fight and this
yeah,
fight?
I always train hard. It's like the other fight, I trained hard as well. It was just a lot of just a bit more focused on myself, on what I have to do. I'm not worried about anything else. That makes it just focus on me, focus on what I got to do to win, and not worry about big stage or pressure and stuff. Just get in there and fight.
Of course. How is training for you? Like weekly? Are you in the gym every day or?
Yeah, I own meet with Rob and our coach Alex Prates. We own the Gracie Smith and Grange gym. So when I'm not, I'm pretty much training all the time. But when I'm not training, I'm coaching. So I'm always in the gym, getting better. Even if it's not for fighting, I'm getting better jiu-jitsu every day. Really.
Right. How does coaching kind of affect you as your mentality as a fighter? Does it kind of change your mindset on things at all?
No, not really. To be honest, it's just something I do, kind
Yeah.
of. Because before I was in the UFC, I was coaching, so I was always in the gym and I actually enjoy it, and it helps you get better, even if you're not rolling and you're just watching and you keep getting better.
Right. Always being in the game, always just absorbing new knowledge from new people and stuff like that. So that's
It's
great.
always there.
Yeah.
It's people be rolling, they tell you what they do, you learn from them. So
Right.
that's how
Um,
you
yeah. How's the cut to 185 for you? Is that a weight that you're very comfortable at?
yeah, it's like I don't look that big, but fuck, it's pretty hard to like it's not I don't cut big like on the day, but for like 6-7 weeks, like I'm cutting back real hard. So it's pretty hard to get. It's not hard, but not easy.
Yeah,
I'm
of
not gonna
course.
say walking in with a chocolate cake.
Yeah, like Max Holloway with the cupcakes.
Yeah,
Meals.
doing that.
So you had a boxing bout in 2019. Is that something that in the future you might want to do, or is that just something that you wanted to try and got it out of the way?
Yeah, I had three professional boxing fights. So it was just experience to get fights in under my belt. But whatever opportunities come up in the future, I'm gonna take it.
Of
So
course.
yeah.
How is Rob in the gym? What's he like? What's his personality in that environment?
Yeah, it was pretty funny, but it's always when we're not in camp, it's pretty good. Like always having
Yeah.
a laugh. When we're in camp, it starts to get a bit more serious because everyone wants to perform,
Right.
and just gets more intense as the fights get closer.
Right.
But out of camp, it's pretty fun.
So you've obviously just come off a huge win over a pretty big name in the UFC, I would say. a huge bounce back win. How often and would you like to fight this year, and just in general in your career? How often would you like to get back in there?
Yeah, I'll just whatever the coaches think, really, or whatever. Got
Yeah,
to go back. Coaches think is the right time, but I'm still young in my career, so
of course.
getting better between fights is important.
Right.
But you can't sit on the shelf for too long either. So
Right.
it's kind of balance. I'll leave it with my coaches though. They know better than me, so I just whatever they say to do, I'll just do.
Right. So I don't know if you saw, but today there was I don't know if it's official yet or anything, but um, Adesanya and Vittori, that fight is being targeted for, I think, UFC 263. What are your thoughts on that? You know, obviously Rob had an incredible win last week. Do you feel like that's kind of unfair, or is there, you know, what are your
It
thoughts on that?
just doesn't make sense, to be honest. Like um, Vittoria hasn't really like Rob's beaten three guys who everyone's been saying if they win they're gonna get the title shot. And he's beaten three of them. So he's defended his number one spot three times, and that just doesn't make sense. Vittoria, who's he beat? He beat Hermanson, and then he beat Holland. Yeah,
Oh.
like,
Yeah.
but I get it. He maybe because they want to fight, but I don't know. It just doesn't
Yeah.
make sense to me.
Yeah.
Rob's number one, but he deserves the shot.
Of course. I mean, I agree with you. I think something that someone said, I'm not 100% sure, but the rumors that were floating around is that Rob, they were going to give the fight to Rob, they were going to target that, but um they wanted it for July, I believe. And I think Rob didn't want that, but then they just immediately said, "Okay, we're going to Vittori," which to me kind of seems unfair, but you know, who am I? But yeah,
Anything,
man,
I don't
that's
know.
yeah. It does seem unfair, you know, and you're exactly right. Every guy, every time that Rob has fought, it's been like, okay, he wins this one, he gets a title, and then okay,
Yeah,
no, oh, he'll beat Darren Till. Okay, no, maybe now he who do you fight after Darren Till?
kind of near.
Cannoneer, yeah, okay, beat Cannoneer, like no, another great performance, and then tonight I'm sorry, last Saturday, another excellent performance. It just seems like I don't want to, you know, hammer on about this too long. This is your interview, but
Yeah,
it just seems unfair. Like they're kind of taking advantage of him. He's not an outspoken guy, so it just seems a little unfair. But anyways, what is a one word that you would use to describe your fight style? In
all
one word.
around pretty much. Like whatever I need to do, I got to do to win. I'm not gonna go out there and say, oh, like with Abdul, I couldn't go out there and say, oh, I'm gonna trade shots with him, you know. So all
Yeah,
around it, I can go wherever it takes, but
right.
got good cardio as well.
Gotcha. What is your diet like? You know, we've seen Masvidal is eating cheeseburgers, you know, like weeks before camp, and I don't know. Some guys like to eat healthy, some don't care. I just want to get your input on that.
If I don't got a fight, I just kind of eat whatever.
Yeah.
I got a good diet when I'm out of camp.
Yeah.
When I get a fight about 2 months out, like I won't be eating burgers and stuff.
Yeah. Of course.
Just because I'm a bit weird, I start to stress about weight cutting and stuff. I like to get
Yeah.
light.
Yeah.
Yeah, but out of camp, eat whatever I want.
Gotcha. All right, man. One last question for you before we wrap it up. Who to you is the greatest mixed martial artist of all time?
Ooh, I don't know. There's
Tough question. There's a ton of them.
a lot of good guys. I
Yeah.
think
Yeah, of course.
Demetrius Johnson's fucking up there to me.
Yeah.
He's like skill set wise, he's probably
Yeah.
the best.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's unfortunate too because he's kind of like a guy where you know he was beating everyone, but it's just the reasoning for him not being the goat is because his competition wasn't good enough. But it's like, I mean, who else was going to fight? He was beating everyone.
Big shooter first round there.
Yeah. All right. Well, hey man, thank you for taking the time out of your day to do this. I really appreciate it. We wish you the best. Whatever comes up your way, whatever fights next. Thanks for taking the time, man.
Thank you. See you later, man.